The burden of the completion of the St. Jude Hospital weighs heavily on the shoulders of the Philip JPL-led administration. The Prime Minister has made the completion of the St. Jude Hospital, which has eluded all three successive administrations, a top priority for his government. The liaison officer of the St. Jude Hospital reconstruction project, Silas Wilson, the guest on Tuesday's Public Health Insider, hosted by Jade Brown, sought to clear up some of the misconceptions surrounding the reconstruction of the hospital.
So the notion that we are scattering the services across an entire 8-acre site and that patients will have to move from one building into another building,
that is incorrect.
That is the furthest thing away from the truth. So we are ensuring that we complete the hospital. There's a lot of work going on the four buildings, as I said, the West Wing, the Power Laundry Maintenance Building, the Physiotherapy Building, and the Dialysis Building. The Prime Minister, in his New Year's address, indicated that work would be completed on those buildings. Hopefully by June of this year. We believe confidently that is going to be achieved, perhaps even before June.
Wilson says construction on the remaining buildings will begin shortly following the completion of the tendering process. He says works on them may be done and dusted before the end of 2024.
It is important that I state to our listeners and our viewers, while I did not say anything about works happening on the remaining structures at St. Jude's, I need to let them know that the government has launched, the Department of Economic Development has launched the tender for works on the remaining structures, and that tender notice was put out on the 5th of January of this year. Okay. Tenders will be closed on the 6th of March of this year, 2024.
Now, you see,
we are optimistic that the procurement process can be concluded very shortly.
Okay.
And we are very confident that as soon as the tender process is completed, that the works will be augmented and that you will see significant progress on completing those structures, hopefully by the end of 2024.
The history of the reconstruction of the St. Jude Hospital, gutted by fire of still unknown origin, is replete with broken promises, wastage and questionable construction. So, why is Silas Wilson confident that this time will be different?
The heavy lifting was done in 2023 as far as completing the projects. We were able to launch a tender because the government has completed all of the design reviews. All of that is completed. We've been able to develop bills of quantities as a result of that, and we were able to put out a tender. So the bulk of the heavy work has already been done. What is left to be done now is to sign a contract with a contractor to ensure that we can complete the remaining work that is to be done and to procure the medical equipment that has to be procured. We are optimistic that that process can be completed in a few months' time. And as soon as that is done, we are hoping that the level of construction activity will be augmented significantly. A few hundred men we hope to be on that site day and night. The government has said over and over, the Prime Minister has said it over and over, that the government, without giving a specific date, that the government intends to complete St. Jude's before the date of the next general elections.
With so much riding on the completion of the St. Jude Hospital, the Philip JPL-led administration can ill afford the missteps, miscalculations and messy project management that have characterized the previous reconstruction efforts. Stanley Lucian for the HGS News Force.